Joining me now, Congressman Stephen Horsford, Democrat from Nevada, and a member of the Ways and Means, Budget and Armed Services Committee. Welcome back, sir. Good to see you. So what do you make of Speaker Pelosi's decision to hold these votes this week? And if both votes were to be taken tomorrow, would both bills have your support?
They will, because this is about delivering for the American people. And I am very excited because we are on the cusp of delivering historic tax cuts for middle-class families, for creating millions of good-paying jobs, investing in the American worker, and making sure that we're lowering cost for American families by lowering cost in health care, lowering prescription drug costs for seniors, and making sure that we're really investing in the needs of the American people. This is what Democrats do when we're in the majority. We focus on the American family, and we're going to deliver for them in these packages.
Okay, you're saying that with a smile. I know that you were part of that group of moderate Democrats who met with the president this past week. What was your takeaway from that meeting? And are you confident that something will get to the president's desk?
I am, and I was honored to join President Biden along with my colleagues in the Senate and the House. It was more than an hour and a half meeting where we talked about our priorities. I shared with the president that for me, my priorities are about passing a bill that includes lowering prescription drugs, addressing the climate needs of our country now because we cannot wait any longer. In Nevada, we have historic droughts and wildfires, some of the highest temperatures ever recorded. But we also need to, Alex, address other issues, including violence. And that's why I'm really excited that our Break the Cycle of Violence bill, which will invest $5 billion into prevention and intervention, is also included. So this is about, again, addressing a once-in-a-generation investments in our families, in our communities, not leaving anyone or any community behind in the process.
Yeah, and each and every one of those things that you've articulated, all very, very important issues. Let me ask you, though, about the president telling Senator Manchin, give me a number as far as how much you are willing to spend. As a member of the Budget Committee, what number would you be comfortable with for this reconciliation package if it's not $3.5 trillion?
Well, Alex, I've never chased a number, nor have I chased an arbitrary deadline. What I'm chasing are results for my district in Nevada's 4th District and for the American people. Results like the child tax credit, which is a tax cut for middle-class families. In my district, 92% of families will continue to receive a tax cut on average of $3,000. Paid leave so that families no longer have to choose between caring for a child or a sick loved one or going to work to get paid. Investing in early childhood education and community college, something that we desperately need in order to help our next generation succeed in life and acquire the skills to be productive. So with all due respect, I'm not chasing a number. I know I was in the meeting with the president and Senator Manchin, and I told Senator Manchin, for me, it's about delivering on the priorities that my constituents need. They sent me to Washington to deliver for them, and I'm going to stay focused on that effort.
Let's together take a listen to what your colleague, Congressman Richie Torres, said to my colleague, Ali Velshi, yesterday.
Every progressive, every single one of them, is willing to give the moderates the bipartisan infrastructure framework in exchange for the Build Back Better Act. But not every moderate is willing to give progressives the Build Back Better Act in exchange for the bipartisan bill. And therein lies the problem. So as far as I'm concerned, the true obstructionists are not the progressives, but rather the so-called moderates.
And therein outlines the division. I'm curious your response to that and what you say to your progressive colleagues who are, in fact, threatening to vote against the bipartisan bill without that reconciliation bill.
Well, we are on the same team. Actually, the biggest obstructionists are the Republicans. Kevin McCarthy is literally whipping his members against a bipartisan infrastructure bill as we speak here today. That bill passed the Senate with 19 Republican votes. It does provide more than $2.5 trillion of funding over several years. And here we have Kevin McCarthy willing to put politics above the needs of the American people. This is about investing in transit, in roads and bridges and highways, water systems, broadband infrastructure, the things that we need to actually help move our country forward. So I know that Kevin McCarthy and some of the Republicans may not do what's right for their constituents. And sadly, Democrats, we will have to vote yet again to deliver for their constituents because Republicans failed to do so. They did it on health care with the Affordable Care Act. They did it when they putting major tax cuts for the wealthy above the needs of middle-class families. And it sounds like they're willing to do it again on infrastructure and the Build Back Better Act. Well, we won't let them win. We will continue to put the American people first.
And let me stay with this theme in a way, because there's another key deadline this week, the government funding bill. The bill that you and your colleagues in the House passed, it does not appear to have the 10 Republican votes that are needed to get it through the Senate. So how will the government avoid a shutdown?
Yet another major priority. And let's talk about what we're paying for. More than $7.8 trillion of the debt limit that has to be lifted is from the Donald Trump administration and those massive tax cuts that I just talked about. And so for Mitch McConnell and Senate Republicans and now even House Republicans to say that they will fail to do their constitutional duty, which is to keep the government open. I came to Washington to solve problems, not to create more issues. Let's talk about what this would do. Our armed service members in the military would not receive their paycheck. Seniors would not receive their Social Security funds. That's what happens if we fail to keep government open and lift the debt limit. So these are the priorities. Democrats will deliver, and I hope that the Republicans will wake up and do what's right for the American people.
Well, I'm very glad you outlined the reality of the prospect. Thank you so much, Representative Stephen Horsford. Good to see you.